Steve, how much do you sense guys trying to acclimate to each other and figure out their roles?
Yeah, I thought there was some of that in the first half, but what disappointed me was that affected our competitiveness. I thought our body language was really bad the first half, and there was some frustration, based on shots not going in, and it is a legitimate excuse to say, well, we've only been together for 2 days and all that stuff, but there's never an excuse for not competing and playing to a level where you're expected to compete. And I thought that's what happened in the first half, and I thought in the second half the guys were great. Competed, played with pace, played with energy, climbed back in the game. And in the end, we just didn't have enough. We were playing against a team that needed the win badly. They'd lost 3 in a row. We talked about that before the game, and they came out and took it to us right away.
Marquise has had 2 really good games back to back. Do you think at all, him settling his contract stuff, getting on the full-time roster, do you think that settled him a little bit?
Probably. You can ask him. I just think all in all, he's had a good season. We've seen the growth throughout. Even when we released him, a month ago, whatever it was, nobody wanted to do that, but it was all circumstantial based on our attack situation. And so we were all thrilled when we got him back, and I felt like he just continued his growth through the last few weeks. And then the good thing was to get him to a full-time contract, and now he's practicing with us, and so things have settled. So I would guess that's a factor for him, but I would ask him that.
Steve, how would you evaluate Wiggins' night? He had a huge third quarter, little quieter other parts of the game. Yeah,
I thought his play reflected ours. We got nothing going in the first half. And then the third quarter, when we started really competing and playing with pace, that's when Andrew got going. And, he's brand new here. He's had literally one practice and one shoot-around. And so he's just figuring out his surroundings. We're just figuring out lineups. So this is why I think it's a big deal that we got him now, rather than this summer or whenever. I mean, just to get 30 games under his belt going into next season will be huge for Andrew and for us, because we're seeing things on tape that he needs to work on, and then he's learning to play with our guys, and he'll have some thoughts for us, and we'll work together, and he'll make a lot of improvement over the next couple months.
Steve, big men who can pass probably too often get the Draymond Green comp, but having said that, do you see any of that in Bam Adebayo?
Well, I think the similarity is the playmaking. It's rare to have a combination of playmaking big and a guy who can defend the paint. It's not something you see very often. So Bam has had a fantastic season, and I think Miami is playing quite a bit like we've played over the last 5 years, and Bam is in the center of that offense like Draymond's been. So it's a good comparison.
Steve, I know it's only been about 2 games with this group, but do you get a sense that you're starting to get back to that sort of fast type of play that you prefer?
I thought we showed that pace in the third quarter. I thought for much of the first half we did not. But that's what we want to eventually get to. It's going to take more time, though.
Jordan Poole had 30 minutes tonight, played pretty well, made some impressive passes. What else is standing out to you as far as his game, and what are you looking for from him these next 20 or so games?
I think overall comfort level, confidence level, you can see he feels really good out there, and that's great to see. He's a good playmaker. I thought even though he didn't shoot the ball great tonight. He had a good game. We did well while he was out on the floor, and that's the main gauge for any player's success in my book. So we kept him out there because the team was succeeding while he was there, and he's gaining knowledge every single night as he continues on in his rookie year.